Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Star Wars Black Series vehicle and figure of Enfys Nest's Swoop bike. Alright, if you're curious how all this gets assembled, I'm going to assemble it. Let's see, we have this piece here, which we're supposed to remove this little stabilizer for, packaging. So, get rid of that. We'll plug this into here. Alright, so that bottom rod slides into a hole, and these two top rods slide along the edge and click in to these little holes right here. Lastly, we're going to slide this pole into this tube, making like a little piston. You can slide it out, click it onto there, and we'll just do it again on the other side. There are little pegs for that to snap onto. Ta-da! Just looking at this on the tabletop, it's a pretty impressively well manufactured vehicle. I mean, as far as the design of it goes, the sculpt of like all the little engine bits, because there is a lot of exposed mechanics on this, and I think the sculpt of all that gack looks really, really good. And the use of different color grays. You have a darker gray, two different lighter grays. It all really works as far as not having a lot of paint for the engine stuff, but just using different colored plastics. Yeah, good sculpt on all that, including these flaps here. I wish that was articulated and not just permanently sculpted in open position, but still, it looks good. Whatever that doodad is there is pretty fun. Let me try to get a look at the back here. It's a really, really long vehicle and a very, very short table. So I'm trying to do this the best I can. Here we go. Anyway, there's a look at the back, just so you can see some of the sculpting on the section there, and the little pad right in the middle there. Also, I like the little foot stirrups on the back here. Well sculpted little footy stirrups. But yeah, I mean, I could just go on and on about the engine-y stuff and the gack of it all. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I also just like the red paint, the usual Hasbro thing of applying little like silvery paint to imply the scratches within the metal. So nice paint detail on this. The front section here of the little tri-fins, whatever you want to call them, look pretty good. I like the red and black paint on the little sort of pseudo sails, if you will. One little feature this thing has is some articulation. The handles, along with the little pistons there, have little hinges, so that's fun. The foot stirrups move up and down to better stabilize the figure. There's also little hooks here for the staff. And then there's sort of a feature, I hesitate to really call it a feature, but you can lift this up and see more of the engine. But it's really not much to look at. Like, who cares? It's just some more stuff, and it's just a single kind of like gray block of stuff, so like, wee. The Enfys Nest figure is pretty damn cool. Like, I already really like the design of Enfys Nest in the movie, and I think Hasbro's done a pretty darn good job of translating what I think is kind of a complicated outfit into their Black Series. The chest piece looks pretty good, as far as all the little doodads that were hanging off it. Good sculpt. The paint is pretty well defined on there. Same thing with the little leg flaps connected to the belt. Good sculpt on the belt. Really good sculpt and paint on the pants and all the details within that. The boots look super cool. The little silver stuff hanging off on the side there looks good. The little thingies on the edges of the knees, the wrinkling as usual looks good. I really like the details on the her arm piece. Very well painted. Again, good sculpt. This is what I've come to expect from Hasbro, so it did not disappoint. The little straps going across her chest look good. I normally do not like soft goods. I do not like fabric on my plastic toys, but this is an exception because, I mean, how else are you going to do this fur? If you sculpted it, it would look terrible, and this cape actually looks pretty good the way it's applied. I like the wrinkles to it. The orange lining looks good. It's kind of dramatic. There is some sculpted hair in the back there. And the helmet. The helmet is interesting, only because when you look at this in stores and you see a bunch of them, all these different direction things in the back can all get bent and wonky. Like, for example, these aren't kind of the correct way. I would feel like this should be bent a little inward, Yeah, but some are like totally bent the other way, so be on the lookout for that if you're hunting for this in stores. But the front of the helmet and the general shape of all the different fins look good. The blue paint is good, the sculpt is good. The sculpt of the face part on here looks really good. Paint on it's good, silver and black paint especially. Brown is good. I mean, yeah, I'm going to say good more times. It looks good. Good. This figure comes with one accessory. It comes with her staff. It's got a pretty solid sculpt as far as all the details on it goes. And it can be placed on the little hooks right here. Pretty snugly. One of the good things I like about using a cloth cape on this is it allows the figure to sit. If it was sculpted, obviously it couldn't do that. It's a good thing that the foot pedals articulate because Enfys has some pretty short legs, and if they didn't articulate upwards, if they were just laying flat, they really wouldn't reach and it would look pretty silly. It also has to reach up considerably to get to the handles, kind of like ape hangers almost, but it does, I think that's pretty much how she kind of rode in the movie though, so that's cool. Looks great with the figure put on. I really dug the hell out of Enfys Nest in Solo. Even just in the beginning of the movie, well not in the beginning, but during the heist, when we see like the Swoop gang riding in, I just dug the hell out of them. First of all, I'm a big fan of a Swoop vehicle, just, you know, like a bigger speeder bike. I like big engine-y things. You see a lot of them throughout the animated shows and the special edition of A New Hope, going all the way back to Shadows of the Empire. I just like Swoop vehicles, and this is a big, fun, super big Swoop vehicle, and I dig that a lot. And then just as the movie progressed, I really, really liked Enfys Nest as a character, and we find out, you know, her whole deal is having a figure of her is great. Having this Swoop is extra great. Retails for about $65, considering the length of this, and, you know, $25 figure plus, you know, additional like 40. I'd say overall this is pretty much worth it. I think it looks cool. Your mileage on whether you liked Solo or not may vary, but I think this is a very worthy addition to the Black Series as far as vehicles and figures go. I think it looks cool as hell. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you want, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.